Well, g'day everyone, my name's Ian and I want to welcome you to another 5-minute family devotion here at Engadine Heathcote Anglican Church. We're going to find a little bit more about how Jesus was in control as we look today. Now, but before we do, here's a quick shout out to some people who are watching in at home. A big shout out to Tom and to Alex. Hey guys, it's great to see you watching at home. A shout out to Paige and Annika. It's great to see you guys too watching in, girls. And it's also a big Trans-Tasman shout out to the Shores, to Noah, Jack and Eleanor, who are watching in Taranaki in New Zealand. It's great to see you all tuning in. Please keep sending your photos through and we'll keep saying hello. Now we're going to learn about another way that Jesus was in control today. It's from Matthew chapter 16 verses 13 to 28. And this one's a little bit different, but it certainly shows that Jesus is in control in a different but an amazing way. Jesus knew what was coming in the future. It's a bit hard to be able to know the future. I can't even figure out what colour this is going to land on. Now I'm going to invite Tim to come and spin it for me. Now let's see, 3 spins, I reckon red, blue, then yellow. Let's see how it goes. Well, I've got the red one, that's a good start. Blue, let's see how that one goes. Blue, that's not bad either. And what about the next one? Let's see if we get it. Yellow. Oh, so close. We're going to let the spinner tell us what happened next in the story that we're learning about today. Well, Jesus spent a lot of time with his disciples. His disciples were seeing all the things that were happening. They started putting all the pieces together about who Jesus was. And Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" Now, some of the disciples said what other people had thought, but Peter spoke up. Now, let's see what Peter said. Did Peter say red, first of all, that Jesus was the Cookie Monster? Did Peter say yellow, that Jesus was Thomas the Tank Engine? Did Jesus say green, that Jesus was really Pikachu? Or did he say purple, that Jesus was God's great King, the Son of the living God? Let's see what happened. Well, there you go. Peter said, "I think you are God's great King, the Son of the living God." Now, Peter got it right. All the things that Jesus was doing showed that he really was God's great King. He was God in the flesh who came before them. But then Jesus started to tell his disciples what was going to happen to him in the future. He knew what was coming. Well, what was coming for Jesus? Was it light blue? He was going to go on a holiday to New Zealand? Was it dark blue? Well, he was actually going to make a palace in Jerusalem and live there. Was it red? He was going to invent the game of soccer. Or was it yellow? He was going to be rejected and suffer and die on a cross. Well, let's see what was going to happen to Jesus. Well, there you go. He was going to be rejected, suffer, and die on a cross. That's pretty bad news. That's a horrible thing to know what the future holds for him. Well, Jesus knew that he was going to die, but what was going to happen 3 days after he died? Well, let's see. Was it purple? His friends would fight everybody and take his kingdom? Was it green? That he would come back to life again? Was it red? That they would close the tomb forever and ever and ever? Or was it light blue? Absolutely nothing. Let's see what was going to happen 3 days later. Wow! Jesus knew that even though he was going to die, he also knew that he was going to come back to life again on the 3rd day, beat sin and beat death and offer forgiveness to everybody. Now that's pretty amazing. But I wonder how the disciples were going to respond to what was going to happen, that Jesus said was going to come in the future. How would they respond to what Jesus said was coming? Would it be yellow, to give Jesus a big high five? Would it be purple, to say, "Great idea, Jesus"? Would it be red, to say, "No way, that certainly must not happen, Jesus"? Or would it be light blue? They'd walk away from Jesus and not be his friends anymore. Well, let's see. Well, there you go. Red. Peter said that, Jesus, that was a horrible plan. They said, no way, Jesus, this is not going to happen. But even though Jesus' disciples thought that it was a horrible idea, Jesus knew the future and what was going to happen. He knew that there was no other way for people's sins to be forgiven. You see, Jesus was in control. He knew what was going to happen to him in the future. He knew that he was going to die and rise again for us, even though he didn't deserve to. But what is more amazing than that is that he did that because of his great love for us. You see, Jesus is certainly in control. He knew what was going to happen in the future. And even though he knew what was going to happen, even though he knew he was going to die and rise again, he did that for us. Boys and girls, we have so much to be thankful for Jesus, that he would die for us because of his amazing love for us. Jesus certainly is in control. And it's a great thing to trust the one who has our future in his hands. Now, in a couple of seconds, a couple of questions are going to come up on the board. Now, as a family, I want to invite you to read, to think, and to pray. And pause the video each time one of the questions comes up so that you can do that together.